I know I've been gone for a little bit. Just long story short, I'm under the weather. I've been off of work for 4 days and still haven't felt any better. But I wanted to talk about a few things. One being Colleen Ballinger, her stands, and her silent friends. So, before we get into that, intro. Yeah, I'm back, but also, I'm black. Hey, what is up, everybody? Yes, I've returned to your phone, your computer, your TV, your tablet, your laptop. I don't know what you're watching me on right now, but welcome back. It's me, it's Malcolm, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how long my voice is going to be okay, so I'll just get right into it. I kind of wanted to do this video last week, but I felt severely under the weather. You could probably hear it on my voice a little bit, that my voice is still a little bit raspy. So if my voice is a little bit annoying, I do apologize. If I sound a little bit nasally, I also apologize. Um, I have no script for this video because this was more so of a rant video about stan culture in general. But I did definitely want to focus on the Colleen Ballinger situation once again because A, I feel like if we stop talking about it, Colleen Ballinger will get exactly what she wants, and what she wants is for us to stop talking about it and for us to move on so she can post her videos in peace. Secondly, I want to talk about the stands because I think stan culture is one of the most toxic things on the internet of all time. So I want to talk about that a little bit as well. And then I want to talk about Colleen Ballinger's friends or not friends, or who's speaking out, who's not speaking out, because I find it very weird. You know, I think I saw like one influencer, someone I didn't recognize, like commenting on Colleen Ballinger's Instagram post when she came back to Instagram. So I kind of want to talk about her friends, her supposed not friends, like all that stuff, because I feel like at this point the silence is very complicit. I also want to talk about, speaking up for others because Peter Ron gave me a shout out about this. So thank you, Peter Ron. Um, I saw that Spill Stash was defending Manny MUA once again in her comment section. So I kind of wanted to touch on that because I just kind of find it funny that a lot of commentary people said, this is just going to prove her bias, and a lot of people told us that we were reaching and that we should leave it alone, and yet once again we were proven correct. So let's get into the Colleen Ballinger thing, because one, I don't want this story to die. Out of all the things that I really think about, I think about the James Charles thing, the Shane Dawson thing, especially with people that interacted inappropriately with minors. I think we can't let this go, because I kind of made a video about this, like I said, where if we let it go long enough and people just forget, people are just gonna resubscribe to Colleen Ballinger, and all of a sudden it's gonna be like, oh wait, so what did she do? She talked to minors, she talked to kids, like what happened? Oh, it was just a group chat, it's not that big of a deal. So that's kind of like the responses a couple years down the road that I'm afraid that we're gonna get. Um, so let's talk about these vlogs that she's been uploading daily since she came back. Um, Long story short, I didn't watch them. Don't need to, because from the apology video, I can already tell that Colleen Ballinger hasn't changed. But what I do want to talk about is the response to the video, because apparently it has a shit ton of dislikes. But when you look at her comment section on any of her videos, all the comments are positive, they're glowing. So it's very obvious to me that she is monitoring, or her team is monitoring, the comment section. They're trying to make it seem like she's just lovable person and like nobody has a gripe with her. And this is just like making the narrative that she's getting wrongful hate, which I don't think it's wrongful. Have people gone too far? Yeah, probably. But a lot of the criticisms about Colleen and the factual evidence mind you, when it comes to her grooming children. I don't know how, as a super fan of Colleen Ballinger, you can sit there and look at all the evidence and say it's all bullshit when I say it, when you have all these people corroborating the story. And if it was just like a one, if it was just like a one person one off thing, you could probably brush that away. But like, this is a group chat. There are multiple people saying, yeah, Colleen was in our group chat and she asked all these questions. She asked our favorite sexual position. She wanted to know if we were virgins. You know, like, as a grown adult, not even grown man and grown women. I'm not even gonna like put that debate in there because we'll get to the misogyny stuff in a bit. But I think what's killing me is the whole, oh, Colleen, I always believed you narrative that a lot of the stands are throwing out there. Um, oh, Colleen, I love you. Please don't let the haters get to you. Which, are you guys are you guys okay? By the way, I said this in my last video, in my last rant about Colleen, but like, you're really that comfortable telling, like let's say a family member came to you with the same story, and you would really tell them to piss off because what, you want to see a damn vlog? There are so, you know what's trippy, there are so many channels that are non-problematic that do vlogs, do the same shit that Colleen Ballinger's doing, but for some reason, I'm seeing it a lot with the OG YouTubers especially, for some damn reason we can't let go of this image, and like, we can't let go of this image of like someone we really admired. And maybe I'm just a pessimist because I kind of see everything on both sides as much as I can, but I also kind of see things as they are for the most part. Colleen Ballinger is someone I don't understand the appeal, you know? Like, even the Miranda Sings character, I never understood it. And of course somebody's going to be like, "Oh, well, it's not your type of humor, blah blah blah." But I'm just saying, there are a lot of grown ass people defending Colleen Ballinger. I honestly thought it would be like teenagers and stuff. No, it's like mothers, fathers, grown women defending Colleen Ballinger. And I think that's scary because you're basically telling a 21-year-old that their story is a lie. Why? Like, why? Because JoJo Siwa said it was a damn lie? I think that's weird. I think that's weird. I think that's sick. If you really have to get this validation from a content creator by denying serious allegations just for a damn shout out or for like a damn like, I think that's weird. So I'm gonna take this part and let's transition to standums, right? So standums, like I said earlier, I think standums are one of the most toxic areas in all the internet, right? So Colleen Ballinger wanted to be like, oh, I want this to be a safe space, all this bullshit, right? But the hidden meaning in what she was saying, and I feel like a lot of us actually picked up on this, thank God, was that she wants a safe space for her. She doesn't want a safe space for like the victims, because I haven't heard Colleen Ballinger once say, hey guys, please don't send any hate to people sending these accusatory statements about me. You know, I want a safe space, and that includes everybody. No, it's really funny how she wants a safe space for herself, the perpetrator, right? So why am I bringing up stan culture in general? It is something so off about, you know, James Charles super stans when he was getting called out for all of his predatory allegations. The number one thing the James Charles stans would throw back at us is, oh, you're homophobic. you're homophobic. How dare you call James Charles out? You're homophobic. And, you know, I just throwing words around like homophobic and the I think it was Rosanna Pansino when she spoke out. There was like a misogynist narrative being thrown around that I didn't like, because this whole pressuring narrative saying that you know, drama channels, but you know, I'm not gay, right? So I think Oscar said, you know, these gay male commentary channels being misogynist or something. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but like, you know, I respectfully disagree. There's nothing misogynist about wanting Rosanna Pansino, a former friend of Colleen Ballinger, to speak out. From my understanding, I didn't see anybody pressuring her. And to me, Oscar sounds like a super stan of Rosanna Pansino and just didn't like the fact that she had to speak up. And you know what's funny? She didn't have to speak up, but it was the right thing to do, right? So this whole misogynist narrative, I think that's really like, I feel like that's discrediting all the people that have fair critiques and fair questions about Colleen Ballinger's friends, past friends, right? So let's bring up somebody I haven't talked about in a while, right? Gabby Hanna. And I know just by me saying that name, I probably summoned like 50 stans to harass me in my DMs once again. Hear me out. So out of all the standoms that I have personally interacted with or have been, I guess, affected by, even though they really didn't affect me because I could care less what they think, to be honest. When I made videos about Gabby Hanna, so many stans and super stans were just harassing me, harassing people that talked about her, came into my DMs and said I hate women, all this shit, right? So for someone, again, when Colleen Ballinger says I want a safe space, Gabby Hanna kind of did like the same thing where she was like, everybody's bullying me, everybody's bothering me, blah, blah, blah. But not once did Gabby Hanna ever stop her stans from attacking Jessie Smiles and everybody that was like coming out and speaking their truth, right? So with Colleen Ballinger, and I just want to bring it back to Colleen again, the stans do her dirty work for her. They're harassing Adam, they're harassing Becky, they're harassing Oliver for free. And Colleen Ballinger knows this, and that is why she will not stop them. Same thing with Gabby Hanna. A lot of people want to say, oh, you're not in control of your audience. Like, what your audience does is not a reflection of you. I agree and disagree with that, because you could just easily take like, you can just say it in like a Twitter statement. You could say it in a video, but to be like, hey guys, please don't harass anybody. I'm just trying to speak my truth. This is how I feel, but please don't harass anybody that you think I'm talking about or who I am talking about. The fact that commentary channels say don't harass people more than perpetrators do on YouTube is baffling to me. So Colleen Ballinger wanting to act all high and mighty, like, oh yeah, I went to therapy, blah, blah, blah. Also, something that's been going around is apparently her therapist, I guess in one of the, I guess in the video, I guess her therapist said that she should vlog more. Is Colleen Ballinger's therapist from BetterHelp? Because that's the only damn way that would make sense to me. Because if anything, I feel like a therapist would tell you to do less, right? So I'm not tripping when I'm saying that, right? Like, I've never heard of any story from any of my friends when it comes to therapy about how a therapist told them to do more. If anything, they're telling them to do less. So I don't know if that was her way of trying to like get a shield against criticisms or whatever it may be. I don't know, but I just found that really weird. So yeah, the whole not telling your stance to stop, because let's I guess we can get serious for a second. The January 6th incident with Donald Trump and his followers, and the fact that Donald Trump, all he had to say was, hey, everybody, go home. And then his followers went home. And then the interviewers asked, hey, why are you going home? And the people were like, yeah, Donald Trump said to go home, so we're going to go home. It's that simple. Yeah, some people probably stayed and like caused a ruckus, like, right? But just not making any attempt to stop your superfans from harassing and being so vile and nasty to Adam and all the other victims, I think that is very telling of who you are. So back to stand-ups before I go talk about like the silent friends of Colleen Ballinger. They're just very nasty. When it comes to stand-ups, I kind of witnessed it, the Peter Mon getting harassed by Rosanna Pansino stands for just, it wasn't even like a misogynist comment. He said something about like, oh, she should kind of like hang out on the beach in Vegas with her friends, and everybody called him a misogynist, only for Rosanna to then turn around and go to Vegas and hang out on a girls trip. And he got no apologies for that, because all these stands see is hate, hate, hate. If you talk about my favorite person, I hate you. If you talk about my favorite person, I'm going to harass you until you say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Even in my comments, somebody came to me about Peter Mon, and I was very confused, but also I can tell you're a super fan of Colleen, which is fine, but like, what are you accomplishing by coming to my comment section, you know? So stand-ums in general, as I wrap this part up, I think creators should try to at least stop them. By Colleen Ballinger not even making an attempt to stop her, like her mean fans especially, just goes to show me that she's very okay with what people are saying. And just bringing up Gabby Hanna one more time, Gabby Hanna at the time was following a lot of people that were being nasty to us on Twitter. And the fact that she never spoke up and said, hey guys, can you stop, kind of told me everything I need to know about Gabby Hanna. That's just my personal opinion. Shane Dawson stands the same thing, being very, very vile to anybody that called him out. Shane Dawson never ever said, hey guys, can you stop? The fact that all these problematic ass people never take 1 second to be like, hey, can you guys stop? If you guys stop, if you guys keep going, that's not representative of who I am and the culture I'm trying to build. And you do not represent me. And I just want to give some love to Jarvis Johnson. For people that don't know who that commentary channel is, he's very entertaining. He's actually one of the people that said it in the best way possible. Because I guess he made a video about somebody, but then apparently some people, according to the guy he was talking about, was harassing him. And Jarvis just made a general statement. Again, the fact that commentary channels have to be like, hey, don't harass people more than perpetrators do is cuckoo bananas to me. But Jarvis basically said like, hey, do not harass anybody I talk about in the videos. That's not what these are for. If you go around harassing people, that's not representative of me. And you do not like vibe with what I'm doing. And I thought that was a great statement. That's exactly all you have to say. But the fact that, you know, the problematic people like James Charles, Shane Dawson, Gabby Hanna, even Trisha Paytas, like, don't even say, hey, stop harassing people on my behalf. Please don't do that for me. That's not what I represent. I just think that's weird. Also, these stands being grown-ass adults harassing people, saying that we have no life for talking about their favorite creator. Mind you, they're clicking on videos criticizing their favorite creator to leave a hate comment or a nasty comment because they didn't like a video that we made about their favorite creator. And even in the title, we make sure that you know we're criticizing them and we don't have a life. I that stuff leaves me so baffled, you know. So let's talk about Colleen Ballinger's friends, right? So besides Jojo Siwa, who is the youngest person out of Colleen Ballinger's friend group, nobody else has really spoken out about it except Rosanna Pansino and Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas kind of only spoke up after the nudes, the sending of the nudes thing was kind of like confirmed. Daniel Prada spoke out about it and said something like, "Oh, it's really traumatizing for me to really talk about this because, you know, when it comes to things with kids, it really affects me." Meanwhile, he's still friends with James Charles. But then when somebody called him out, he hit him with a girly girl. Girly girl. And he basically like, he kind of skated by with that mediocre ass statement. I just think it's really funny how I think, you know what it is also? I think people were hoping Colleen Ballinger would skate by so they could still collab with her. Manny Anyway on his Facebook page, I actually should look it up to see if it's still there. On Manny Anyway's Facebook, hold on, let me pull it. He had a video of Colleen Ballinger, and it was like transforming Colleen Ballinger or something like that, right? And it's his thing, but his team runs it. But I would assume that, you know, if he's in charge of the Facebook account, then he could take the video down at any time he want. So let's just see if it's actually still there. I hope it's not still there. Yeah, from what I can tell, it is gone, I think. Okay, yeah, it's definitely gone. But it was up for a good minute to the point where it was like, okay, what's going on here, right? And the fact that he deleted it just kind of shows that somebody on his team probably got fired for that, by the way. But it's just kind of weird how Manny Anyway posted that video, and then that same week, Colleen Ballinger comes back. I think that's weird. Maybe the timing was just a little too perfect. It just felt weird to me. Okay. So all these people wanted to silently unfollow Colleen Ballinger, like Daniel Prada, Joey Graceffa, Manny MUA. But you have like people like Manny MUA posting a video on his Facebook. And yes, I'm aware that his team is in charge of it, but does he not give the green light to post stuff on his Facebook or something? Because I think that's very telling if you're a business owner or whatever he wants to call himself. Joey Graceffa, which, can we talk about this Escape the Night crowdfunding thing and not telling us who's in the cast? Because I'm gonna call it right now, and watch me be wrong, but I hope I'm wrong. Colleen Ballinger is probably going to be in this Escape the Night project. And when she is, and people complain about it, Joey Graceffa is going to be like, "Oh, well, you guys wanted her. I thought you guys wanted her in the thing." Same thing with James Charles, because James Charles loves Escape the Night. So I can see it right now. Joey Graceffa is going to have all these problematic people in this Escape the Night thing, and then people are going to call it out, and he's going to try to call his audience out. I'm not rocking with that. I think that's bullshit. First of all, you're telling me to give you money, and I don't even know who's a part of the project, like what kind of project it is. Like, you don't give me any information. I just get a nice little credit as a producer. Yeah, no thanks. I just think the people that have not spoken up now are complicit. like, yeah, they unfollowed Colleen Ballinger, right? But they're probably still friends behind the scenes. And I think that's what Peter Mon was trying to get at this whole time when he looked through people's followers list. Like, an unfollow, sometimes it's just not good enough. When you have profited and like featured someone on your platform, giving them the numbers, the subscribers, the revenue, all that stuff, right? When you contribute to that, you can't just sit back and just be like, oh, well, I'm not involved, I'm just gonna unfollow. No, like, I feel that you should speak out about this. I'm not telling anybody that they have to speak out, but I feel like you should. I feel like it's the right thing to do. I feel like that's kind of how it should have been handled the whole time, right? So, to Colleen Ballinger's friends, ex-friends, whatever you want to call them, the fact that you haven't spoken out now just kind of tells me you're okay with what she did. Point blank, period. Joey Graceffa especially made all these videos with her and you had nothing to say. Okay, so where does that leave us now, I guess? So Adam and company are still getting harassed. Colleen Ballinger has not made a statement to tell people to stop. Obviously, like, looking at all the videos, her apology was not good enough. A lot of people had a lot of criticisms about it. Thank God. The super stands are grown-ass adults that are just being weird, and I think it's sick that you want to invalidate a victim's story so bad because you want to see a damn vlog. I'm not going to get off this damn hill about how weird that is. That you really want to sit there and call people liars because you want to see a damn vlog. What, you want to see somebody doing laundry? You want to see somebody putting up clothes? That's what you want to see? There's so many other people that do that are not problematic. Just please find somebody else. I'm not telling you to unsubscribe from Colleen. I'm not doing all that. I'm just saying there's so many other channels that do the same thing that she's doing. And just going back to the privilege that she got to be off the internet and not really work for months, and people are like clapping their hands and praising her, telling her how strong she is as a mother. Like, what are you praising? You're praising a perpetrator because their feelings got hurt? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know what? I think I'm going to save what I want to say about Spill Sesh for another video, because this video is already at 30 minutes, and I promised I wasn't going to keep it going past 30 minutes. So, yeah, thanks for listening to me rant. Sorry if my voice sounded a little bit weird, but I think that's all I got to say. Once again, it is Malcolm. That's me. I hope you had a good time. Sorry I've been gone so long, but I hope to be coming back very shortly doing consistent work once again. And without further ado, I wish you well. I wish you good health, happy holidays because the holiday season is here, and I will see you again next time.